Hello, everyone. This is your midweek message from Salem Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Aaron Holmgren, and I'm talking to you on December 14th, 2022. There's very few days left in 2022, so we move towards the end of this calendar year with so many events that are happening within the next 2 weeks. So I wanted to lift those up to you right now. If you're catching this video early today, we are having our faith formation event here tonight at Salem Lutheran Church with our partners in ministry at St. Stephen's. They're coming here for a dinner, and then we're going out and we're caroling in the neighborhood. Unless you hear otherwise, please plan on doing that. I hope the weather is not too bad, but we can bring some warmth and cheer to the neighborhoods, to the neighbors around here. So if you want to join the kids of St. Stephen's and Salem and sing in the neighborhood, please consider coming out tonight. And I hear that there's going to be hot chocolate and cookies served afterwards. So you'll be rewarded for your efforts. The pageant, the Christmas pageant, is happening this Sunday during worship. So 9:30 worship time, there's going to be a baptism, we're going to do communion, and then we're going to do our pageant for the second half of worship as we lift up the story of God coming into the earth through Jesus Christ. And so that is, while it's happening on the 18th, I'm asking you if you are interested at all in participating. We have 5 speaking roles, and the rest are just costumed characters. We will do a rehearsal for the pageant this Saturday on the 17th at 10 o'clock. So even if I haven't asked you directly, even if you haven't told me yes directly, if you show up on Saturday, we will find a role for you. I know that I have several yeses. I have several people who are going to participate, but the more the merrier. So if you are available for rehearsal on Saturday at 10, or as well as for the pageant on the 18th, that would be great. We'd love to see you. Wednesday the 21st, we are doing a Blue Christmas service, sometimes also called the Longest Night service. That's the winter solstice, so it's the shortest day and the longest night of the year. And then the sunlight grows from then on. So we mark that moment with a short service of lament in this festive season. It often feels shameful to feel blue. And so this is just an opportunity to acknowledge that we still have griefs, we still have stresses in our lives, we still have things that may be burdening us. And so you are invited to that service on Wednesday the 21st, that we can lift those burdens and prayers up to God together in worship. And that's at 5:30 on Wednesday the 21st. Christmas Eve is a Saturday, so that's December 24th as always. And that'll be at 4:30, and it will be a candlelight service. It's dark enough by the time we're finishing up, so don't need to worry about that. But 4:30 Christmas Eve service. And then because Christmas Day is a Sunday, we will be doing our traditional Sunday morning worship at 9:30 on Christmas Day. So you can extend your festivities. We will have different readings and different hymns. So it will not be a repeat of the Christmas Eve service in any way. Throughout the year, we are doing, or throughout this month, there's a no-bake cookie fundraiser going on here at Salem to help raise money for our future God's Work, Our Hands projects. So if you are interested in that, please reach out to the office and or check online, and you can get more information about that. The last thing that I wanted to talk about And I promise you, I think I have thought through this even without editing. Hopefully, there are not those awkward pauses that I for sure thought I took out of last week's video. But here's a pause for you if in case you enjoyed that. Okay, so Advent benevolence. Um, in the month of December, Salem likes to lift up the many different ministries that we help support in our community. I know that we support 11 different communities, both here and abroad. And so it is a way of strengthening our ministry partners and the work that they do, as well as strengthening the partnerships themselves. You might think, well, couldn't I just give individually to these different organizations? Why give to Salem if I know they're just giving somewhere else? Well, when we pool our resources together and we give to these 11 different organizations, I know that it's difficult to whittle down, I mean, to give to maybe 3 or 4 different organizations, the church included. So by pooling together our resources, we can support a much larger group of amazing ministries in our community. And like I said, it helps our bonds with that community by supporting neighbors. Neighbors knows that they have a ministry partner here at Salem, and so if they have a project coming up that they are excited about and need volunteers or need um, uh, financial support, they have us. Um, on their list of people who are supporting their ministry. And what better way of showing God's gospel than to spread the resources that we have, to share the fruits of our labors, to increase uh, the good efforts that are happening both here and abroad. Benevolence itself, I looked up the etymology. It is the first part. Ben can mean like good or well, and volence is like a wish or a will. So essentially, when you're giving benevolence, you're telling someone or an organization, "I wish you well." The uh, opposite of that is maleficence. So if you wish ill or evil against someone, you are um, malevolent. And then benevolent is when you wish good. And when we share the gospel, which also translates as good news, um, we hope we wish someone well with good news. And so benevolence is a tool within our toolkit of evangelism on how we share the good news. Um, if that etymology root of the word made you roll your eyes because it's too nerdy, earlier when we talked about stewardship for the month of, when did we do that? November? Um, I talked about planting some spiderlings here in the office, and I wanted to give you an update. So a couple of them didn't take root. They rotted out. I had to replace them. But for the most part, we're getting some that are taking root, that are green, that are putting up new shoots and spreading out in the bowl here. These things are so resilient, and it's really exciting to see them start to kind of claim that spot and to fill it with green life. And in the season of Advent, we talk about how the shoot of Jesse, the comes forth from the stump of Jesse. It's this talk of the Messiah coming out of the line of David, how Jesus is a descendant from David and Jesse is his father, David's father. So when you hear this language of a shoot coming forth from the stump of Jesse, it's this hope in a hopeless place. It's new life coming forth from what was otherwise considered cut down or or done. And we also have the hymn, the Christmas hymn, "Lo, how a rose ere blooming." It has that same imagery of new life coming forth in 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 the birth of Jesus. And so we have these images of growth associated with Advent and with um, Christmas, on how our hope for the world grows in the person of Jesus Christ, born a child, and was able, grew, shared the light of God's love here on earth, died for our sake, and gave us the promise of new life in the resurrection. So when we um, share benevolence, we are hoping to share that light and to grow in ministry together. Um, we trust that the roots are there. And even if things, even if some things don't take root, uh, we trust that God's gospel is a hardy plant. It will bounce back. It will always put up new shoots. And so, while I was initially talking about the benevolence to the 11 groups that we support outside these walls, I want to end with more of a general reflection. As you, uh, as we wrap up this year, as we consider where we are investing our time and our talents, we may lose hope in these dark days on how cold and windy and it just, you know, but there is always an opportunity for new growth. And we trust that. And even if something fails the first time, there is opportunity to replant, to take root, and to grow some more. So I encourage you, in wherever you are in your faith journey, however you are designating your time and the talents and the treasures that you have, that you are considering the ways in which God's light is shared in this world, how the gospel is taking root in the communities around us, how you can support that, and how we wish one another well. So I wish you well. Blessings on the week ahead.